letting some fresh air on it.
Yes.
Or is the wind going?
Hello, welcome to Paper Tuesdays, episode 53 with Michael Dwyer, Mark Halpin, and our very special guest today. Michael, who is our guest?
It's Gavin Stamp, Mark.
Namaste, Gavin, shalom.
Great to be here, lads. Great to be here. Thanks for having me back.
Well,
Yeah.
you take off your bra and I'll give you
We'll all take our bras off.
Yeah.
Free the lips.
You've moved up to the north since you were with us last.
I have.
What have you gained from that? Sophistication?
Slightly higher salary. My stomach, yeah, that'd be definitely amazing. Brendan Halpin sent me a thing the other day. I was out with Granny about 2 weeks and Mario shut down.
Mario is a chipper for those who don't frequent.
Yes.
Cool granny.
Yeah. Wow.
Good. But no, it's been grand. Sure, it's the same really. Everything's in lockdown, so there's no real change. There's a small bit ahead of us. Maybe it was supposed to be in restrictions and everything, but it's just boring. Same as ever.
Well, what do you make of the Northern Irish people?
Very, very similar. Like
Really?
they're very, very similar. And it's I suppose it's that phrase, 1% of people everywhere are fucking gobshites.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of bad press that Northern Ireland does get is, just that 1% or even less.
Yeah.
Do you find they're more intense? I think they are.
I think it could be the accent maybe. Makes it seem more intense, but they're not really. Most people are just very, very same. I mean, it's a very small island. Like, how different could they possibly be?
We have very different accents to them. That's why I noticed. Like
Yeah.
English people, you notice an English accent. But I suppose there's Manchester and stuff. But then our accent is completely different to a Northern Irish person or a Cork person. Again, like we have very different accents. But then if you go to America, it sort of seems that they're all sort of an American accent.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's you don't pick up the difference maybe in America as much, but it does seem like there's a very diverse selection of accents within a very small confines of an island. It's a bit strange.
Okay.
Life is harder in Northern Ireland, I'd say. The climate and stuff, it's a lot more grey. People do seem angrier, their skin is harder.
Yeah, sure. Look at the history of it. They're bound to be shaped by it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, Gavin. So they're much the same as us, but yet I get the sense that you don't think that there's equal validity of everyone's opinions in today's world.
Oh, we're getting very sexy
We're getting right into it. This you were telling me about the talking points for the podcast and everything. I was watching a Dara Breen sketch the other day, and it's very poignant in today's world. The idea that we have to listen to everyone's opinion and everyone's opinion is equally valid, which is just not true. Like, if you don't know about vaccines at the moment, even like the pandemic, people who have no idea are just saying random crap, which is shaping public opinion in some way or another, because someone is bound to be susceptible to listening to crap and absorbing it, probably through social media and all the rest. But if you don't know what you're talking about, just shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Social media, it gives a stage to idiots.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has an audience now. Whereas before, you needed competence for an audience. Now you don't. Now you just need to show your arse.
You log into Facebook, the first thing it says in the very top page is "What's on your mind?" Like,
that's a dangerous question to asking people.
All right. I wasn't expecting to go this way. I thought the validity of everyone's opinions was like you wanted to pre-qualify phone owners previously. Now, I disagree with that. Like, Gavin, where do you lie on that then? I
don't know about the phone owners, but that there is an argument at the moment, I think, for people who have to, validate who they are before they can join, like Twitter and stuff. There's people talking about that. I think that's probably a good thing. Stop random accounts people are setting up, with no profile picture, and they're just abusing everyone. Probably should have to, if you're going to say things, you should be able to stand over them without a fake account. Like your man in the Irish Times. Irish Indo.
Irish Indo, Owen Harris. So, right, but where do you go with this? Like, because we kind of came from a world where, competence was, we almost idolized competence. And now, competence is everywhere. It's just a result of democracy, I believe. In that everyone has an opinion and you can do what you like with it.
I think, you're right enough, but the danger there, I think, is misinformation.
Right.
Lies and half-truths, being circulated to the masses, which is bad for society at large, probably.
Right. See, this is kind of connected to, I found this article and loved it. It was one of these red top, page6.com. Joe Rogan's vaccine flap will infuriate fellow Spotify stars Harry and Meghan. I loved it. I just there's a lot going on there.
Harry and Meghan, like the royals.
Yeah.
How are they Spotify stars?
They have started some Spotify series. They did a concert, Vax Live, and they've been signed as campaign chairs for an A-list event.
What did Joe Rogan say about vaccines?
So he said that people at 21 or so don't really need, if you're healthy in 21, you shouldn't really get a vaccine.
Yeah.
Then he kind of stepped back. And hearing him step back was like, oh yeah, there's the 100 million from Spotify coming into question. It was really interesting because for someone that's hardened, like, just says whatever he likes all the time, this was very much a political kind of.
Did he roll back a bit?
Yeah, he definitely.
Look, they gave him 100 million. Spotify kind of, I suppose, do have that leverage over, and Spotify are a business.
Yeah.
So, if Love Gory come after us and tell us to take our comments back about the vaccine, we might.
So we'll backpedal, will we?
Yeah, we might. No, I'm not backpedaling. I got fucking COVID. That was fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh God. I think there's nothing wrong with backpedaling though and rolling back on. Like I think that's the argument now. You should be able to go and say I was wrong on that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just admit, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong. You don't see that a lot anymore. Like people just admitting, no, I made a mistake there.
That's interesting. I only realised recently, Freud had a big thing on mistakes. He said that mistakes are like there's nothing accidental about mistakes. They're always revealing something. And I know Freud is discredited by sometimes, but there's a lot of stuff that makes you really wonder about his statements. Like even a misstep of a word and like accidental things. He kind of says it's just revealing what you said or thought a few months ago or a few weeks ago. It's just kind of
a Freudian slip, isn't that?
Yeah, Freudian slip. Yeah. Very interesting. Because we have so much in society that we kind of just dismiss, and that's what I kind of like to.
It's probably true for your everyday soberness, but I think if you're under the influence of alcohol, there's probably nothing underlying within it. Like it's just a silly thing to do.
Yeah,
it's all very slippery.
Very interesting. Cryptocurrency, Gavin, have you dabbled in that?
No, I did. I downloaded an app that helps you trade it, but again, this is probably going back to what I said earlier. If you don't know anything about something, you should just shut up. I don't understand it. I don't understand how it works, really, so I can't really make much of a comment on it. But because I don't know how it works and everything around it, I'd be very slow to take a punt on it and invest in it. Like, I think Elon Musk was building up Dogecoin. That went through the roof. And then he called it a hustle on Twitter and it dropped like 36%. Something that volatile. Just someone saying something is going to drive the price of it down. I mean, it's very strange.
I read that today. I think he bought 1.5 billion in either Bit or Dogecoin, sold it, called it shit, and then it dropped.
Yeah.
Sold out. So someone else obviously bought what he sold, and then he called it shit, and then it just went through the fucking
Tesla made more money so far this year in trading Bitcoin than they did in automobiles.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's mad, like.
Yeah, but we're turning the Flash Blood into an NFT.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start trading things like that, NFTs and Bitcoin.
Isn't a guy like Gary Vee with the refriends, like he's NFTs now sold.
Yeah, you can buy them in Gwalia. Except Bitcoin in Gwalia.
What's an NFT?
It's a non-fungible token. It's like memes. People exchanging memes as currency, kind of, isn't it? Yeah.
Expensive
shit, like. It's worth a lot, and that's the way, I don't know, I think it's really going to go that way. Sure, we used to trade fucking shells as currency.
I wonder, like, do the people who are actually in those memes get a cut of that then? Like, the little tiny child doing like that. back in the golden age of, like, 2009, internet memes were all the rage.
Or Harold. Remember Harold?
Who was Harold?
Like he's an old man, white haired, kind of Norwegian.
Oh, yeah. Or the lad in the sand, like that.
Yeah. What did he get? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bill and Melinda Gates splitting up. How did that affect you lads? What did you make of that now?
Right, I'm just going to go for it. Right, so Bill and Melinda Gates, is there something going on there with the vaccines? I'm not saying there is, right? I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there is, but hear me out. Here's what people are saying, right?
Okay.
Here's what people are saying. I'll get the vaccine. Relax, right? So here's what he's saying, or people are saying, right? The word on the street.
Yeah.
So it was, that Bill Gates is putting stuff in. Bill Gates is a population controlist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't believe this. Bill Gates is a population controlist, so he's putting things in the vaccine that will make you infertile. When you become infertile, obviously the population is going to drop because we're not going to be able to reproduce. Melinda Gates found this out and has left them.
The thing about all those conspiracy theories, and it's for conspiracy theories as a whole, is it assumes that people are ultra intelligent, and that a lot of people together are very good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, that's what that's.
Which is just not the case. I think I read somewhere that if they were going to fake the moon landing, there was going to have to be thousands of people in on, and they'd all have to keep quiet.
Yeah.
How possible is that? Like.
Yeah, I seen a meme and it was people say that they used CGI in like 1971 or whenever the moon landing was, and it showed like CGI in 1971. It was like a potato.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the old episodes of Star Trek? CGI wasn't great. Like.
Yeah. Do you believe in moon landing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't know actually if I do, like, because there was a lot of political. There was a race with Russia.
Yeah.
And was JFK the president at the time?
Yeah.
And he was notorious kind of like.
He was the one who said that they were going to get to the moon, but then obviously he was shot before they got that far.
Yeah.
It was Nixon was president when they landed on the moon.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Not exactly a kind of by the book guy, like.
Right.
Nixon.
Okay.
I heard one that said if you're going to listen to a conspiracy theorist, the best way to shut them up is to go harder. Like, so if someone came up to you and said, you know what, they never really landed on the moon. You have to row in harder and go, you believe in the moon.
That's cool.
Oh, birds or government drones or something spying on us. They're security cameras.
This took a strange turn, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did, yeah. But like, bit of Melinda, like, I just kind of want to make my point on it. I think, like, it's kind of, I don't know, I felt sad for them.
So did I. And it's all over the fucking internet, people making memes about Bill and like White Boy Summer and stuff. But there's still two people who got divorced. Like,
yeah.
Sure.
And to hear that, like, I thought Tony Robbins could have intervened, like, and sat down with, you know, because, like, they said they went for counselling, but there were irreconcilable differences.
With Tony Robbins?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
No, they just had counselling. I don't know who they got. They should have got Tony. Should have got Tony, guys. Woo! Energy! Yeah, but I just it's a pity anyway that it's over, and yeah, best of luck to both of them now.
Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened.
Yeah, that's our message from Paper Tuesday.
To Bill. We don't care what you do, we'll make us infertile.
It's a very, like, why, I don't get why people can be upset about other people, like, you know, the idea of Meghan and Harry and, you know, Bill and Melinda Gates taking such an interest in someone's life who has nothing to do with you, and what they do is not going to have any bearing on your life whatsoever. Why do you care? I could never understand the whole Harry and Meghan thing, like people going bananas about it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. You wouldn't be big on...
No, but I did watch the documentary.
I did watch it. I think everyone watched the documentary.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Had higher viewing figures sure than the All-Ireland final or something.
It's just everyone then drilling down into the motives, you know. Some people saying, oh, she knew what she was signing up to, and others saying, oh God, how can you look that way? Oh my gosh. And
geez, some balls, in fairness, like to go up against the royal family. Yeah. I'm sure they're past it now, aren't they? The royals. Who cares? Move on. Next. Love Island.
See, this is why I don't.
Love Island, the royals.
Royal Island.
They're all related.
Claudia. I'm going for it today.
Yeah. Go, absolutely. I just find it fascinating though, like we kind of say, get rid of all that past. And like we're not really too happy with the present, so God knows what is coming in the future.
Yeah, but sure, you can't predict the future at all, can you? Really, like
right?
COVID. Yeah. It's very hard to predict the future, like in a general sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not asking you to. Yeah, I'm just trying. I suppose I'm venting more than anything. I just it'd be a lot easier to have it all figured out, but we don't, I suppose, and that's why we're here.
That's half the fun, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, sure. Look, we're going to fix Palestine with our Instagram stories.
Honest to God.
Stop it, guys! Stop it!
Just walk out to the hook head and just start pointing, going, "No,
no,
stop it!"
Hey guys, stop! What if we all just meditated? Take a cold shower.
Have you tried kombucha?
Just ship boxes of kombucha.
Get it out of them.
It's like shipping oxygen tanks to India.
Oh, Jesus. But on Palestine, is it a gas how it's derailed so much? Like they both are religious sides. Both religions espouse the view that you shouldn't kill your neighbour.
Yeah.
By God, they're killing each other.
I read recently, actually this week, about oxytocin, the love chemical, you know, the connection chemical that you get like a mother and a child breastfeeds or a couple or whatever when you touch. And it's the same, oxytocin is the same in group settings. So if you're a football hooligan and you're in with your crowd, like that's why people love Liverpool or love Man United, is because they're part of this big group sharing in something, and when they're in the stands and they're chanting, that's oxytocin being released between them all. And they have found out now that when people engage in group brawls like the football hooligans, they're releasing oxytocin while they're fighting.
Mob mentality.
Mob mentality, like they love it. So you can be curb stomping someone, releasing oxytocin, the love chemical in your brain, while you're doing that because you love the people around you, the people you're doing it for. So oxytocin isn't this fucking beautiful thing and me and the universe or whatever. It's the same thing that causes a mother bear to maul you if you accidentally walk past her children. It's the same thing that like is senselessly killing people on the street, is this love chemical that people think is all encompassing love.
Mark, you say that we should regulate love?
I'm saying curb stomp your neighbour, yeah.
I agree.
We should regulate love, yeah. I'll be in charge. Everyone love everyone.
Right. Yeah.
That's just interesting. I found
it is very interesting.
Yeah,
yeah.
the love chemical causes violence.
Yeah.
It is. I think your man he's the presenter of the Daily Show over in America. I think it's Trevor Noah. He was talking about Israel and Palestine, and I don't really want to get into it. I don't know the history of the whole thing, but they were like he's saying Israel and that. He had a 4-year-old brother when he was about 15, and a 4-year-old brother used to hit him, and the mother would say to him like, "You don't hit him back. Like he's 4. He's not actually harming you in any way. So like don't you're far too strong for him anyway. So just leave it." I think Israel are taking a view of like they're throwing rockets over the wall at us. Let's bomb the shit out of them. It's not really like they're far too strong for him. Why are they being so forceful? I think that's the issue most people are having.
Yeah.
The reciprocity, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but do you just ignore it then? Like they're throwing rockets at you?
I think you can ignore it, but there's surely a better way. Like, they're adults. Like, just...
How would you solve it? Like, is kombucha the only way? Like, I don't know.
Kombucha is,
Like...
there has to be. Sure, in America are sending over fucking some speakers and stuff, aren't they? And they're going to fix it. Yeah.
It's very interesting how in South Africa they overcame the conflict, like with what you call it.
They didn't really know, did they? Like,
all right.
There's still fucking a lot of racism in South Africa, a lot of crime.
Right.
Oscar Pistorius is getting out next year. Shout out Oscar Pistorius.
Next guest.
He's gonna need some good press when he gets out. Actually, you'd have him on. But sure, like, and then you see the tension in America. Then after the Civil War as well, like these things don't just fucking fade away. These are stuff. Fine, we'll stay away from the important stuff. No, we should have Flood on to talk about the Civil War. Actually, I'm not joking. What did you have to do?
Yeah, you said a lot there.
Yeah. There is obviously tension there.
Tension. Yeah, but is it not?
Is there universal
like,
peace? Is that ever going to be available?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I think you had in the talking points there was differing views makes politics necessary, and similar interest makes politics possible. Like there's common ground everywhere. Like you can just. Well, I don't think firing rockets and kicking the shit of each other does that. Has it ever solved anything? Bar Nazis, but like
there was only one way to stop that. Like,
yeah.
When you look at leadership, though, like when Mandela was a true leader in bridging conflicts, and even those that hated him, by diffusing it and like offering a cup of tea to some leader, it kind of made humanity recognized between the two, and then that led to the transition to democracy there.
Yeah.
You saw the same, like apparently in living rooms up in the north. That's where religious community leaders and different political leaders trashed it out, you know, and that was kind of in those human settings where, you know, it was possible. I don't know how you get to that stage in Israel and Palestine. It's just interesting.
Yeah, you don't bomb your way to peace. You have to talk your way to peace. You can, because then everyone else will be gone if you just keep bombing everyone else. So then, like, sure, what's the crack? What happens then? Like,
yeah,
no one else. Anyway,
strange one.
We've solved it a little bit there.
Yeah.
It took us 20 minutes as we solved the Middle East.
I'll tell you a story from McCurtain Street where my father grew up in Gorey, and radio had come to town, and they had a radio up the street, and there was a woman, and the husband and the children were listening to the radio at this 9 o'clock, and the woman says to the husband, "Turn off that radio now and let that man go home to his wife and children." The idea that turning off that radio would result in the broadcaster being able to go home then.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that goes on with us. You know, obviously she thought she knew then, but sure, we don't really know what technology is.
Yeah.
Technology is what? Oh, I heard a definition for technology recently, and it was something like technology is just stuff that we haven't quite figured out how it works yet. Once we figure out how something works, it stops being technology. So at one stage, hammers were technology, tools were technology, and we figured out what it was, and we know what a hammer is now, so we don't consider it technology anymore. But we don't really understand. I don't understand what's going on with that camera there, or how it does what it does, so that's technology. But if I knew exactly what was going on with it, I wouldn't consider it technology.
When you're selling something, Gavin, how much is it about understanding it, and how much is about persuading?
I've always found, Stephen Hughes actually said this to me before, you could be selling anything. You could be selling a cure to cancer. If the person who wants to buy it doesn't like it, he's not going to buy it. So it's a hell of a lot is just relationship building. You know, so you have to have a product which is, you know, fit for purpose and it works, and it doesn't necessarily have to be better than the competition, but if you have a relationship with the person that you're selling it to and they trust you and they can work with you, then you can make the sale. But
that's barter and exchange, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what all of it is. Sure, that's how people kind of get along, isn't it? Through shared ideas, shared technologies and stuff. Like a lot of stuff here in this room comes from like China and fucking wherever. Yeah, and like, do you reckon that the reason we're exchanging all this stuff is the reason we can get along with the rest of the world? Is because we have mutual exchange going on with these people. Like, they have stuff we want and we have stuff they want, like Irish beef, butter, all that stuff, you know. Yeah, we serve them, they serve us, then we don't kill each other because we're worth something to each other. It's just a thought. What Gavin said is right too. Like, if someone can know absolutely everything about a product, but sure, if you don't like them or you can't have a conversation with them, what good are they to you? Do you know?
Yeah. Fox tossing.
Fox tossing. So I came across this as well on the internet because sometimes I get bored and I like to scare myself. So I looked up fox, or what was it? Cock fighting, and how, like, when it was acceptable.
That's a dangerous thing to look up.
I didn't find what I was looking for.
You have to make sure to save searches on there.
Yeah. Was it fox tossing used to be a sport back in, I think it was just before the Industrial Revolution, around the Industrial Revolution, and it was like a big sport. Like, it would have been like, say, GA or whatever, and people used to grab a fox by the tail and see who could throw it the furthest.
And a live one,
yeah. And this, like, there was no sort of this is bad or whatever, you know. There was no people crying about it on the sidelines. There was just sort of, well, we'll go and watch to see who can throw the fox the farthest. Yeah, that shows how far we sort of come, doesn't it?
Yeah. But isn't that interesting that there wasn't any backlash to it? Because I'd say life was grimmer then. You know, there wasn't enough time to be given out about, you know, we shouldn't be throwing those foxes.
That's right. It's probably why, sure. It's probably too much free time now.
Yeah, have we got it too easy?
Well, we do, sure. Of course we fucking do. Why I'm sitting around drinking coffee and talking about this? That's why it's too fucking easy. I should be a farming or ploughing land or something like that.
What do you think, Gavin?
I've never heard of fox tossing before. Very odd thing to get your kicks from, though, isn't it? Seeing how far you can throw a live animal. Yeah. We do have too easy, though, definitely. Well, we do and we don't. I think because we're we have things quite easy. We've too much time to think about things, which
very true.
We can drive ourselves mad.
Yeah.
But there's problems. Obviously, there's like things are very expensive nowadays. I think for young people, especially, the ESRI brought out a report that said that the current generation of young people are the first generation in the history of the state who will not be as well off as their parents.
How is that?
I don't know the ins and outs of it. I haven't read the report, but I suppose a lot of it is down to house prices and things like that. It's young people find it very hard to get started, get going. You know, I think a lot of people are just flicking off to Australia and New Zealand and Canada. Seem to have a more relaxed view of life over there.
Yeah.
Instagram, I know it doesn't even tell you the whole story, but people do tend to do, like, they seem to be having a far more crack over there than we are here. The pace of life is a bit different.
Yeah, there are more prosperous countries, it seems, than here somehow.
Yeah.
There's more faith in their governments.
How much is that down to circumstances and how much is that down to ourselves?
Oh yeah, sure. Like, people think, you know, I'm going to fuck off to Australia now, I'm going to live in the sun and drink beers and I'll do the odd bit of work. Sure, that doesn't happen like that. Like, you know, if you work in construction, where what most people do, because that's kind of where the money is, you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're working Monday to Friday, you get 2 days off on the weekend, and sure, that's probably just relaxing and recovering. Like, it's not a big holiday that everyone makes it out to be. You know, wherever you go, there you are. Your problems are still there. If you're running away from being a fucking arsehole here, you're going to be one over there as well.
That's the phrase. If you're going on holidays and never pack an arsehole, you'll find one when you get there.
Yeah. Another quote about arseholes I heard recently as well is that if you meet one arsehole in the day, if you meet one arsehole today, that's just bad luck. If you meet two, you start asking yourself some questions. If you meet three, you're the arsehole.
Ah, that's a good one. But, like, you know the way we have this thing of, you know, Australia and New Zealand's all more laid back. Well, at what stage do we say, let's make Ireland more laid back? Or at what stage do we say, no, let's, like, who decides this? Who decides that Australia is, you know, has the right vibe? Or how can we change it by changing ourselves?
Probably a culture thing, a lot of it. But one thing I can never understand is, like, when you look at, like, New Zealand have implemented some new law and it really works over there, and Portugal do something, they've legalised all drugs and their drug problem went down through the floor. Yeah. I don't know if it's pride that Ireland are kind of sticking with the same, we're trying to fix it this way and this is where we're going to do it, rather than just go, they did it that way, it clearly works, let's just do it here. Yeah, it's very strange. We don't just learn lessons from other people who've done the same thing and then bring it here.
Yeah, that common sense approach though, it's not all, I think sometimes we inherit a lot of what we have. So we inherit
everything we have, don't we?
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah, and we're a risk adverse country, I think, as well, aren't we? Like, it's sure we weren't slaves to the church, we're slaves to England. Like, we've been oppressed, kind of, and you know, you be happy with what you have, and you don't do any more. You know, you take your bit of fucking freedom or whatever, and thank God no one's whipping on the back. Like,
in country terms, Ireland is an infant, really. Like, we haven't been around that long as a standalone.
Yeah, that's true. We don't really know what we're doing, do we?
But as well, to take it off for granted as well, you know, that, I don't know, you go to other parts of, I went to Limerick a few months ago, and they were giving out about their, you know, the university could be doing better. I thought, well, sure, Jamie, you're not doing too bad. A regional city with a university, you know, got a good student population, everything. I just thought maybe if they saw what they had, if they weren't from the area, they might be more grateful towards it. I don't know if any of this kind of
when you're living in Ireland, you give out stink about it. And as soon as you move away and people are like, what's Ireland like? It's amazing, it's fantastic. You know, you build it up as if when you leave somewhere, you realise how good it actually is. And we have it fair handy now in Ireland, to be fair, like in terms of every problem we have is a first world problem. You know, I can't get 4G here. Right, you're not exactly starving though, are you? Like, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot of freedom here that people don't realise as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you think Ireland is like the seventh most wealthy country in the world or something like that.
Per capita, like.
Per something like that, yeah. It's crazy to think about. And like, people complain about everything. Like, what's people giving about houses in Minute? Some government fund, whatever. Like, are you going to buy those houses?
Yeah.
Shut up. Fucking do something else.
Okay.
Oh, the Chinese investment fund.
Yeah. Why is the problem? Like, how does that affect me?
I think they were given out there because people who are on a waiting list for a house, or they're trying to get going with their lives, and now they wanted to buy these houses and now they can't because they've been bought for rent basically.
Oh, okay. But like, all you have to do really is like, it's very easy to get by in Ireland. Like, very few people. You kind of have to want to fall through the cracks in Ireland to end up in poverty, don't you? Like,
yeah.
And that's not to say that it doesn't happen to people or whatever, but we do. Like, as a rule of thumb, we do look after the people in lower income houses very well, like with housing and things like that.
Probably do, compared to
other
other
countries.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you look at America and they have half their cities of people living in tents. Like,
America's fucked.
Mm.
America monetized everything, like, to the point where you can't do anything in America. Like, if you get sick in America, you're bankrupt, which is crazy.
That is crazy, isn't it? You're afraid to go to a doctor.
Honest to God.
Medical.
If you have a baby in America, you get stuck with a 20 grand bill for having a baby. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, it's mad stories.
Even college, I think that if you're saving for a child like for 30 years time now, financial advisors are setting aside something like some crazy like $750,000 dollars for college tuition.
Really?
Yeah, because they think it's just inflation. But where's college going?
What do you think of that in general though? Like, in the age of the internet where you can find out literally anything, and you're going to pay thousands and thousands and thousands for a piece of paper at the end of it.
Are you paying for the name of Yale, or
Yeah.
that?
I think it's the deferral of actually doing anything.
Elon
Musk
said he doesn't want to hire people who have graduated college. They'd rather show experience of doing something.
Yeah.
Because college, all college does is it shows you can do your chores.
Yeah.
But have you actually done anything? Have you actually learned anything?
Yeah. I think about going back and doing courses and things like, oh, maybe I should go do fucking physiotherapy, or I should get more qualifications, or whatever. But sure, it's all like fucking deferring actually doing your job, isn't it? Like, the people our age that have never entered the real world because they keep doing degree after masters after fucking PhD, whatever, and they never actually do their job. They've no real world experience of doing what they're talking about.
Right.
Those who can't do teach.
And those who can't teach PE.
The Ultimatum Game.
Fuck, I may look this up because it was interesting, but I can't remember what exactly it was.
What was that? Yeah, I seen it on the list. What is that?
I'll look it up now. The Ultimatum Game. The Ultimatum Game. Here we go. The Ultimatum Game is a game that became a popular instrument of economic experiments. An early description is by Nobel laureate John Harasani. One player, the proposer, is endowed with a sum of money. The proposer is tasked with splitting with another player, the responder. Once the responder communicates his decision, the responder may accept or reject it. If the responder accepts, the money is split per proposal. If the responder rejects, both players receive nothing. Both players know in advance the consequences of the responder accepting or rejecting the offer. So if I give you a tenner, I say, you have to give Michael an offer now to split it between you. If Michael accepts, you split the money. If Michael rejects, neither of you get the money.
That's golden balls, isn't it?
It's kind of like golden balls, yeah. But I was reading about this, and apparently the results, apparently as you go into more impoverished countries, they'll actually, so in places like Western civilizations or like the first world countries, people are inclined to give roughly half.
Yeah.
Roughly half, like, because this is exactly what you're talking about with trade and being able to communicate. And if you actually like someone, that you will give him half because you know that he is more likely he could reject. You also want to show him the respect of giving him half the money because you know that his stake in it. But that's not the case in other countries. In some like third world countries, they'll offer, if Gavin had the money and he was offering you money, he might offer you 60%.
Right.
And you would reject it.
Yeah.
Because he'd be offering that to you, because then you would then owe him something more in the future.
Oh.
And you wouldn't want to be in his debt. So you'd reject it.
Really?
And neither would get anything, even though he offered you more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is very interesting. And then if you go into communist countries, they'll offer about 90-10, I think. They'll offer you very little money.
Yeah.
And you'll accept it.
Oh, right.
If you offer him 10%, he'll accept it.
You'd be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
How that's very interesting and timely with the whole HSE thing and negotiations. They're saying it's between 16 and 20 million that the ransomware crews are looking for.
Whoever did that is some arsehole. I mean, really, given what the HSE is going through now, they decide to have a cyber attack on them. Like, lock that little prick up. Whoever that is.
I'd say it's more than one prick.
Probably.
Apparently, ransomware has gone so. That's the coffee kombucha.
Oh, yeah,
it's potent, all right. Yeah. There's another one though. It's lovely. We'll have more on kombucha later.
Yeah.
But the apparently ransomware is so now developed that they have help desks where, like, if you were hit by a cyber attack, you phone them up and you get through to a help desk where they say, okay, so how much are you going to give us? And like, it's that professional now.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are these proud Irish, the hackers?
I'd say they're Russian. I don't know. There's something about they are Russian. Shane has it.
Russian,
yeah. But apparently it's just for money. But like, how would you engage with
a hacker?
Yeah, we read Voss's book on negotiation. Like, and he says never split the difference. Try and figure out, empathize with the other side, and in doing so, by understanding them, they'll be more willing to, come down way more. Sometimes it's just someone that needs 5,000 for a party at the weekend, but they're looking for 250,000. So you get them down from 250,000 to 5,000. And then if you give them what they actually want, they won't actually be happy sometimes. But I know this is more hostage situations, but I think the same principles apply.
Yeah, so that's the approach you take. Would be sort of,
well, like, try and
empathize with them. But what if you get nowhere really then?
Yeah,
I think older people are more susceptible to cyber attacks and scams of that nature. I think because I don't know whether they tend to have more trust or they're maybe naive in some way. But like that age-old thing, a Nigerian prince has sent me an email. He wants to send me money. Older generations are more inclined to say, "Oh, that could be true."
Yeah.
Whereas younger people have grown up with that and know exactly what the scams are. Kind of like, "I should fuck off" and just ignore it completely, rather than engage with it at all.
Yeah.
Well, how is that? What happened with the HSE?
Like
the ransomware thing. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't a Nigerian prince.
No,
Emailed
that would have been hilarious.
Imagine the day we tracked them back.
Stop. What movie role do you think would suit you, Gavin Stamp?
Yeah, I thought about this one. I don't know if it would suit me, but I would love to be Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
just such a cool guy, like.
Yeah.
But movie roles, they all go
like
crap.
Your partner in that. Shane looks like John Travolta.
That would be hilarious. Probably couldn't do blackface, and I can't.
You can't do blackface. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Michael.
I'd like to be the dentist in what do you call that? Django Unchained. I don't think he's a dentist.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Mark hasn't lived great.
Yeah,
Django.
I hear one say the dentist in The Hangover. Glad he pulled out his own tooth.
Yeah. Have we any other thoughts on the top of your mind, Mark?
I want to read my book. Gavin, yes. Can I see my book, please?
Yes.
Give me a page number as well. I'll make go between 1 and it's a big book. 250.
111.
111. Michael, do you want to give the name of the book then?
Yes. So the name of the book is The Secrets of the Human Body. This is where Mark taught himself.
Do you want to tell us any of the secrets about your body, Gavin, while you're here?
No. Very good.
111 is a blank page. There's a picture on it. It says learn. Go on, pick another one.
Alright, 115.
115. Okay. We, more than any other animal, are born with a blank slate, a tabula rasa, upon which the most extraordinary journey of learning can take place. At birth, our abilities may be limited, but the brain we are born with is geared to rapidly suck in the world and transform us into the most intellectually and physically agile creature on Earth.
Ooh, very interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. What do you make of that, Gavin?
Intellectually, yeah. Most physically agile creature on Earth. That's a strange one for humans, isn't it?
Some of us more than others.
Well, okay.
No, that wasn't actually
seemed like a dig.
It wasn't a dig at you. That was just in general.
I wouldn't say we're most physically agile creatures in the world, are we? Couldn't.
I'd say so. What is agility? Sort of motor control, I suppose. Who would be more control? Who would have more control than us? Michael.
Oh, who I don't know. I just kind of took it on its merits. I didn't really think of too much into that now.
No. Will we ring James?
Oh yeah, please do. Yeah, because we need to spice this up. I think.
Yeah.
We're very
low key.
Yeah.
Right. Put him on speaker, sure, will I? Well, how's it going?
Oh, God.
You're live on the podcast.
We're live.
You're live?
Live. We're on the air.
We're on the air. Now, we have a disgruntled caller here in James Flood. James, what do you want to tell us?
That's a whole load of shite, the whole thing, isn't it?
What is that?
That's the whole yoke in general. That Stamp lad there.
He is.
It's like a really bad episode of Joe Duffy.
Put him on to you, yeah. You're on now, too.
Stamp.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Positive as
That's
always,
what we
James.
needed. This is exactly what we needed.
I tell you something though, I am disgruntled.
Right.
Your man that's refereeing this Wexford Clare match is tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis.
Who's he, yeah?
I'd say he's the worst referee in the country. And Wexford seems to get him every second week. He's fucking brutal.
What's his name?
There's a Fergal Horgan, I think. The lad with the big belly and big nose.
That could be anyone.
He's fucking wogus.
What's the score in the match now?
It's 114 to 10 points to Clare.
Fuck.
But your man is absolutely wogus. Hasn't moved out of 265. He's from the Pioli school of refereeing.
We were talking about cryptocurrency there, James. What have you invested in Bitcoin yet?
No.
No, why?
It's a whole cod, isn't it? You just seen Elon Musk there on Friday, sold the whole of it, and the whole thing dropped in value, like, because of one person.
Yeah. It is. It's a risky old game.
It's a cod, like. And then you have this other stuff, Doggy Coin or something. But sure, there's no limit on it. That keeps being produced, like, so where's the value in it?
That's true. Yeah. These cryptocurrencies, there is no... But sure, isn't the money that we use now, sure, it's not real either. It used to represent gold in the banks.
Is anything real, is it?
I don't think so, James.
Very philosophical.
Yeah. I've been slowly drifting away from reality for a while now. I think I have early onset dementia.
That wouldn't be good now.
No, not at 25 anyway.
No, that wouldn't be. Are you only 25?
Yeah. Only a young lad, sure.
I thought you were a bit older than that.
Why, James, you're 27.
Yeah, but I thought you were 25 and a half.
I'm 25 and 3/4 actually.
You knew that.
I'm 25 and 6/8.
July 27th, isn't it?
July 27th.
The Lady Simpsons movie came out.
Was it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Dirty fucker.
What?
Your man took a dirty swipe there, then Clare lads. They're dirty fuckers down there.
Which lad was it?
Some lad in a red helmet, number 4 in his back.
Right.
Carl Barrett.
I don't know who it was.
Is it
I
Carl?
don't know what they're teaching them down in Clare's Hall, but it's not hurling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you over football team this year, James?
I am, Michael, yeah.
Who are you over?
I've at the Castletown Intermediate Ladies Footballers. And I'm involved with the Wexford Minor Footballers.
There we go. Are you training chaps?
Training chaps? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what age is that?
3 and 4 year olds.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you got raw enough, I'd say. Raw enough.
I hope you're doing lots of football with him in there, Mike.
Oh, no, I'd be focusing on the hurling, James Wood. Shagger.
You want to give up that stick game crap.
The stick game. Oh, James Wood.
Wexford is a football county.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah.
First team to do 4 in a row, sure.
What do you get out of training and coaching, James Wood?
Jeez, Mike, it's a bit heavy for a hungover Sunday now, that is.
Okay. Yeah.
Few on board last night, James?
Huh?
Few on board last night?
I had a few sarsaparillas last night. It was grand.
Sure, look, life is for fucking living, isn't it?
That's it. Sure, when you're out, you're out.
Out, you're out, that's it.
Well, when you're in, I suppose, nowadays.
That's a fact. Tell me this, James. Is it illegal to drink on the street in Gorey?
You're not supposed to drink in public, but I think the guards kind of turn a blind eye to it, don't they?
Yeah, I wonder why people don't drink on the street like on a Saturday night. Would you not go and get takeaway pints and K Dailies and go, sit down there in the windowsill and drink a few pints?
I think that's only allowed after the August bank holiday.
That's what Darragh Green was saying. He said in Ireland we don't really have laws. It's more of a scale of that's grand, acting the bollocks there now, and fuck it now, complete. You're taking a piss.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah. I like that about the culture though. It's very natural understanding. Yes.
But it's fucking terrible, Michael, right? Gone are the days now where you could have a bit of crack and get a toe in the hole off the local sergeant to be sent home. Like, now everything is serious and it's no, you're taking the crack out of the whole thing, so it has.
It's all paperwork now, James, isn't it?
Paperwork. It's codology, that's what it is.
Sure, I'll try to please the fucking public.
That could get up to devilment and you'd get away with it.
No.
Yeah. Fucking security cameras and all now, sure.
I was talking to someone there last night and they're an avid Republic of Ireland soccer fan. And they said often they used to drive up to Dublin, watch the match, and they'd stop in every pub on the way home.
I think that's been a development for the best now, to be honest.
And you can't do that anymore.
No, you can't.
Probably for the best.
Yep.
Probably is for the best, but like, geez, they've great stories and great crack, like, from all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right, James, we're going to move on now.
See.
Right.
Good luck. Thanks for that. Good luck.
Look.
Wow. Gavin, what excites you most about life?
What excites me most about life?
Yeah.
I don't like to make plans.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the expression, life is what happens when you're busy making plans.
Very good. Yeah. You're kind of in that transition stage as well, like us all, I suppose, Mark, in that, you were strict with your schedules and now you're kind of moving into a more mellow summer tone.
Yeah, I've lightened up a bit. It was hard to sleep when it was bright outside.
Yes.
So now I'm getting back into it and I'm staying up late. I only got home at 10 o'clock last night.
Mother Ireland.
And I was asleep by 11:15. I don't know, like, is it good or bad or...
Hard to know, isn't it?
It's hard to know,
Because I know you use a joking phrase that, I was getting too predictable.
Yeah.
But there is a bit of that too, you kind of have to...
You have to shake it up.
Keep
them guessing.
Yeah.
I can never figure out how you did that, going to bed so early. Like, telly gets good at the time you go to bed.
Yeah.
But I doubt you even like telly.
No, I haven't watched a full film in over 2 years.
Really?
Really, I tried to watch Life of Brian last week and I watched half it. I couldn't do it. I don't know if that because of my attention span, because of social media, or just the fact that I can't sit still for that long without.
I'd watch a film nearly every day, every second day.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can't. I'd like to be able to do it because I feel like films are enjoyable and documentaries are good. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on Netflix, but I just can't sit down and do it. Would you watch films?
I watched Transylvania 2 last night.
What's that?
I don't know. It was an animated one, yeah. So, one of Ashton's cousins was down and it was a cracker now, I have to say.
You had a story up there last night. You were on a film set.
I was indeed.
Yeah.
Scary transformed into a Disney enchanted film. They're recording it over the next 2 months. But it's quite the place because, Scary has this sort of, South Dublin day out vibe. And now...
Seaside.
Yeah, Seaside, yeah, of course. And now it's kind of enhanced even further by this Disney film set. You'd think they could do it. Like, you'd want to see it, like, this is kind of an art centre, traditional building built in the 1970s, and now on top of it is these pillars and a set, basically. And you'd think they'd just go and build their own studio, but no, they're taking over a village for 2 months.
But it's like
Dove's coming down here.
Bastards. What was I going to say? Is Disney not animated? No.
Yeah, but, CGI, but, the people will be there, and then, but some of this will be enhanced, I imagine. I'm only putting 2 and 2 together now.
Did you ask? Could you get involved?
They're looking for extras though.
Are they?
Pair of producers could have joined in, but no, we're busy.
We're busy.
We're things video.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear in life, Gavin?
My biggest fear in life,
Thrush.
It's a racist. I don't know. I'd hate to be ordinary. I'd hate to be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the idea of just being,
Yeah.
like you'd rather be remembered in some way for doing
Very
something.
interesting.
I haven't figured out what that something actually is yet. But
Yeah.
What would
But
yours be?
Probably missing an opportunity or something, or I don't know, not being. There's a lot to that now. But just to come back to what you said there, like, how do you jazz up a Monday to Friday? Is it as simple as, do you remember Aubrey Marcus wrote Own the Day, and he said have a strange lunch every day or something like that?
Yeah, eat something different for lunch or something.
Yeah. Like, is it something simple like that, Mark, or what's your fear of life? I'll try and phrase mine now.
Wasps.
Wasps, okay.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Like, what is we're all going to die anyway, and sure, we're all going to be forgotten in 200 years, so it doesn't all fucking matter. But I suppose my biggest fear, in terms of a philosophical sense, I suppose, probably be not appreciating my life as it goes by me. So that's why, like, I use gratitude every morning and things like that. Is that you have to live it. The days are where you live, like, every day. This is my life. Like, this is your life. This is we live here every day. So if you don't actually take a second to appreciate what's going on, you get to the end of it and you want to have lived your life. You want to have seen it as it goes by.
I think my biggest fear actually would be just being miserable, not being.
Not being
happy.
Doing stuff you hate.
Yeah.
That's definitely my biggest fear as well.
Yeah. How do we imbue, because it's all about balancing, like, you can go off on this beautiful artistic and poetic image, but like you still have to pay rent, you still have to whatever it is, wash dishes. How Gavin, do you keep the excitement in life? With a pint, with a film? What is it? With a kiss from the woman, is it? I hope.
No, they were good memories, yeah. I think I'm actually kind of weird. I like the dishes. I like cleaning everything up.
Oh, right.
I when I'm in my apartment in Belfast now, if the place was messy, I'm fucking really annoyed.
Yeah.
I can't really relax until everything is done. Like.
Yeah.
What were you asking me there? It was.
Well, no, that is good. That is, you kind of answered the question. The fact that you are connected to those menial tasks, you were connected.
But if you don't find enjoyment, like, I know they're menial tasks and they're, you'd rather not do them. Like, but if you're not going to find some enjoyment in doing it, then you're going to waste a hell of a lot of your life.
100%. Alan Watts talks about the play of life. That even washing the dishes is the play of life. That everything we do, and otherwise you miss it. And he puts it a lot elegant, and it's hard to connected when you are annoyed on a whatever weekday evening, but I think that there's a hell of a lot of value in that. Mark, you've lovely white shoes.
They're new shoes, my NBA shoes. Thank you. I also got a t-shirt. This is supposed to be a small t-shirt, and it's fucking 10 times too big for me.
It is, yeah. It's quite the thing though now, oversized clothing, isn't it?
Why?
No, bro, bring it. Get rid of tight fit jerseys. Let
it out. Yeah, interesting.
I was in the gym on Monday actually up in Belfast.
And they're open. Wow.
Yeah, they're open now. But there was a lad in it, and he had a tight t-shirt on him, and it was beyond the joke how tight it was. I don't know how he could breathe in the fucking thing. Like, it must have been cutting off circulation in his arms. I don't know. It must have been painted on. Mad, like.
Yeah. What do you reckon about that? Are women who wear basically nothing in the gym? Or like, lads who wear... No, I'm talking about women here specifically, but like... Men are attracted to that, but not really. Do you want that girl to be your girlfriend? Do you know what I mean? Is it not? Is that not an illusion? Like, because I heard someone describe it as a salmon. That these women are salmon, or no, these women are bear traps, and men should be chasing salmon instead of bear traps, because it's sort of an illusion, and like she wants that attention. Do you know?
But that's an ironic thing though. Like those clothes which are designed to make you look at them, they accentuate your arse or whatever, like, and at the same time you shouldn't look at it because it's seen as rude. The very nature of the clothes is they want you to look. So
Yeah.
it's a weird one.
Is that kind of how we are with sexuality now in our society today? That it's kind of so accessible, but like, is that wrong either? Like, shouldn't you be allowed to look, or should you be allowed to look? Do you want to look?
Depends how long you're looking, I suppose, isn't it?
No.
Depends what you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm curious by your whole perception of it, Mark. I hadn't really thought of it that way, of bear traps versus salmon, because like I think when you are in mesh together, like when you're in a relationship or whatever, then you probably do change what you wear, or are you going to continue flaunting your goods?
Yeah, I went with Mickey out in the shopping centre last week.
What?
No, I didn't.
It's fun. I think clothes, though, the older you aim for people in general, not just specifically women, like, but like, at what point do you go out with the tracksuit bottoms and into the jeans? You know, when you're lying down, like, you do change your style as you progressively get older. Like,
Yeah.
which is odd. I know it's probably a generational thing as well. Like, I don't think our generation, when they get old, will be those old men nowadays who are wearing suits, you know, around the place.
I'd like to wear a suit. Yeah, I can see you wearing a suit.
It'll be strange now. There's a 90-year-old man walking down the street wearing a super dry tracksuit bottoms.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snapback.
Snapback, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what I look like with my tattoos when I'm 90, but sure. Other people seem to worry about that more than I do.
Yeah.
Thank God they're out there, Mario. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gavin, hopes for the future then? You're just going to, you know...
Yeah, you asked me that the last time.
Did I?
Yeah, and
It's kind of a common one of mine. I don't know why.
Oh, but it goes back to that life's what happens when you're busy making plans. You know,
Yeah.
just try to enjoy yourself no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whether it be professionally or in sport, or just, you know, try to have a bit of crack along the way, no matter what it is you're actually doing with yourself.
Yeah.
Change is good though. You know, you should mix it up a little bit. You're changing your sleeping patterns, but like, just don't be doing the same thing all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, don't zone in on one thing. Like that idea of having a knowledge base which is an inch wide and a mile deep, but you have no idea what's going on over here. Like, try to learn about other things and do other things as well.
Yeah, Tim Ferriss said you should be a specialised generalist.
Oh.
So you should have one sort of interest and get good at it, but then you should be aware of all the things that are going on and try those and use the effects you get from those, you know, and bring that into your profession or whatever.
Yeah. We've gone through this whole podcast without mentioning that you, of course, are our executive producer.
Yes,
Is this kind
I'm
of
your
a
boss.
is this kind of like a yearly report type of thing where
Financial review, yeah. This is the AGM.
Performance, yeah.
Michael, you gave it 6 out of 10. I've actually, I was thinking about it the other day. Actually, you go back to your first podcast, it was a webcam, you know, Zoom call. Mark was in Australia, like, and now we're here. We've got Shane, we've got Robbie. Lights, camera, action. Just bring in the makeup team now and we're sorted. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're doing a phenomenal job. Like, and you've brought enjoyment to a lot of people around Gorey, which is great. Little niche that's been carved out there. Well, I think it's brilliant, fantastic. I was thinking about during the week as well. I think Irish people, we get a bad rap for, you know, criticising and not supporting and being judgmental. And yet I've seen a load of people around our age now who have kind of set up their own businesses, and the support they're getting.
Yeah.
No one is saying gobshite, what are they doing? Everyone is like, brilliant, fair play to you, well done, and supporting them and trying to, you know, saying job well done rather than that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Which I think people often say, oh, you know, Irish people are very, you can't be two things in Ireland. You can't be success and you can't be a failure. You have to find your middle ground. You know?
Yeah. That's a very good point. And that's why we'll have 20 coffee lorries or coffee trailers on the side of the road.
The horse boxes. I seen a meme and it was a picture of a horse in a horse box and said, what's the horse doing in the coffee box?
Isn't that interesting though? Like when you look at Gorey Farmers Market, even like now there's a woman selling bucha, there's Onus in it selling nutty bars, you know, like the farmers market used to be just, you know, the 3 or 4 typical stands of your veg and your bread, but now everything's more homely and it's up to yourself to make your own enterprise, and then the people just come.
Yeah, but see, the barriers to entry are so low in all these things. Like, there's no cost of setting up. There's no cost of setting up. There's very little risk involved. You don't really have to invest that much to fucking start trading anything. Like, you see fucking people, you can buy jackets and you can just sell them on a little bit of markup. You can fucking sell coffee. There's a lot of money in coffee. You can buy kilos of coffee for a $5 and you can sell it on for $3.50 a coffee. Like, the margins are unbelievable. That's why people are doing it so much. Like, there's no need to work a 9 to 5 clock in job in a fucking warehouse around anymore.
Ooh,
Do you know?
exciting. Sooner we get there, the better.
Yeah.
But like, I think that there's a lot to be said for skills as well here, like in this whole little commentary that we're going on to. Like, look at Shane and the video and the photo skills. Look at Robbie and the editing. It's about just honing in on something and becoming an expert at it.
Yeah, that's it. And outsourcing as well, like having the pride to say, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. Like, that's why we've Robbie and that's why we've Shane.
Yeah.
We can't do that, like.
Yeah.
So
very interesting. Yeah.
But it's nice to see people that are, you know, trying and, you know, all these different businesses and everything and having a go at it, like, you know, they're not afraid. You know, if it fails, it fails. If it goes well, fantastic. But like, it's just nice to see people actually going out there and doing it and trying it. Yeah, I'd love to do it, but I just don't know what I would do. So.
Right.
Yeah. But see, then the other thing is that people are like worried about, oh well, if I fail, people are going to, you know, say this or that about me or whatever. Yeah. Most people are way too caught up in their own lives to even think about you or what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the thing they say. You know, keep failing, but fail better. You know, fall forwards. You know, if something doesn't work for you, at least you've made progress. You know, you've tried it and you know what went wrong, and now you can do it again. And you won't make that same mistake again. And that's good. That's
where it comes from. Gavin, we'll do another fucking book then before we finish. A number between 1 and 286. I'm
going to go. I'm trying to think around when 96 would have happened in that book. Let me 120.
That's quite a good photo of Liam dodging a wave there.
No, he's doing nice footwork there.
Yeah, nice footwork.
Nice jersey.
Yeah, All-Star jersey it looks like. 1 to what was it? Sorry,
120.
Okay. This, of course, being 25 years since 96, so we'll have a lot of excitement and reliving the memories of 96 in a few months' time. And here, I'll let you take it.
We were all pumping away when Griffin ushered us ringside to admire Tom doing his best Sly Stallone impression. Suddenly, Collier left Fly with a left hook and drove him into next week with a box. Tom hit the floor, blood dribbling down his mouth. It wasn't a bit funny. He had taken a fair out smack, but he didn't say a word to anyone.
Way it should be. We're back playing GA.
Yes.
I enjoy it.
You're happy?
I love it.
Yeah.
Even just being part of a group, you know, running and fucking seeing lads again and all that, like you miss, and you know, you forget how much you miss these things. Like,
that's great.
Back,
And would you go back for the jiu-jitsu as well now?
I'm booked in. 7th of June or 7th of June. I'm booked in for a session.
Right. Very good. Yeah. Gavin Stamp, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Gavin. Thank you for listening. Thanks to our other producers.
See you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.